Welcome to No Office, a podcast about work, technology, and life from a remote company perspective. In Nozbe, we believe that work is not a place to go. It is a thing that you do. That is why since 2007, we run our company 100% remotely. In Nozbe, there is no office. The No Office podcast is sponsored by Nozbe Teams, a to-do app that helps modern teams do great things. Go to nozbe.com to learn more.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to work from home.
Hello, and welcome to second season of No Office, a podcast about work, technology, and life from a remote company perspective. My name is Rafał, and as always, I'm joined by Michael Sliwinski, but this time I'm joined by him in person, in Jastarner, in our Nozbe reunion. Hello, Michael, we did it!
We did it!
Yeah!
I did it. Okay. Okay, I can sing, but we did it. After 2 years of not seeing each other and not being able to see each other because of the COVID pandemic. And now we are live, we're here, and it's so good to have the whole team together. In the meantime, we gained 4 new team members, including Evelina, who's at the backstage. And finally, I could see her. I know how she looks like now. So it's glorious. It's fantastic, Rafał. It's so good.
Yeah. So this is really cool to finally see those people. Also, Marco is here.
Yeah.
Who joined us like 1 year ago, I think, probably. Yeah, and we could finally meet him, and yeah, we did it. And before that, we were on a break with our podcast.
Yes, we were trying to record the podcast in summer, but then we decided, let's take a break. Let's rethink how to record both the English No Office podcast and the Polish Nie ma biura podcast. And we took a break of the whole September, and now we're back with vengeance. Because we're back with both podcasts, both recorded live here. And and from now on, we will be the hosts of the No Office podcast, the English one. And Evelina and Magda will be the hostesses.
Yeah, there was the feminist revolution in the Polish podcast.
Exactly. Basically, we were fired. So.
Yeah, and Magda and Evelina just recorded one hour ago, the Polish version, and it was so awesome, so better than our version. And then that's the good improvement for season 2 for Nie ma biura podcast Polish one, but the English we keep recording.
Yeah, so I would like to take this moment to apologize to our international viewers that we're not as pretty as the hosts of the other podcast. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, it's so cool to be back, and we will be recording this podcast every 2 weeks on a regular cadence. So stay tuned. As always, every Thursday we'll be recording live, right?
Yes, every Thursday at like this one is 4:30 p.m. Central Europe time.
Yes.
But we will record 5 p.m. Normally. As usual, I think it's 8 a.m. Western and 11 a.m. Eastern time for Americans.
Yes.
However, they now switch to winter time before us.
Yeah, it's kind of mixed up, but it's in the morning New York time and California time, and it's late afternoon 5 p.m. Here in Europe. This way, our American listeners can join live and can see us live every other Thursday. So we're recording this Thursday, and in 2 weeks we'll be back.
All right, Michael. So let's talk about our reunion. What are our main takeaways?
Just to it was really hard to get it organized. I remember 2 years ago we booked this hotel for the spring reunion of 2020, and up until March we thought everything was going okay. We heard about the virus and stuff, but we thought it should be fine, right? But then it wasn't. So we had to cancel, but we decided to stay with the hotel choice because, we already, vetted the hotel. We chose everything. We checked everything out.
Yeah, we already did an effort for research and choosing this hotel, this place here in Jastarnia.
Yeah, And Estonia is a very nice touristic place, which is remote from the big city, and it's touristic, but not in October. In October, it's completely empty, which was one of the decisions to go ahead with this hotel, so that there were two things. First of all, the whole team had to be vaccinated, so everybody who attends the meeting is vaccinated. And second, I wanted people, like we wanted people to be just here in this hotel, walking around, but not mixing with other people in bars and restaurants. So, like we thought it would be just too early for that. So like, we were just so happy that we could, do a meeting in person, and we did it.
Yeah, and I was super happy traveling here because it was Hubert's idea initially to. He always wanted to travel to Reunion with his bike. Yeah, so we actually there was 8 people wanted to do this, but eventually the weather forecast was very bad.
Yes.
Fortunately, it was a lie.
Yeah, it was good.
The weather on Monday was brilliant. It was no wind at all, and it's October here, so the trees in Poland have many different colors, and it was so beautiful. And I'm really impressed with bike infrastructure in Poland right now. It's a huge improvement over the last 20 years. I traveled here with Leon and Valek on our bikes, and it was 60 kilometers ride.
Yeah.
And like 90% of this ride was with dedicated bike infrastructure.
Yeah. It's getting better. The bike lanes are getting better. The whole bike infrastructure, micromobility in Poland is taking off, which is great. I wanted to join you for this, but because I was coming, from pretty far, I had to get some things organized. Later, of course, when I saw the weather, and I was completely jealous, and I had a really big FOMO attack that I didn't participate in this ride. So way to go, man, way to go.
Yeah, and for me, it was the first ever experience that I took my bike to a train, and I must say it was really nice. Because like now trains have dedicated spaces for bikes, and it's after the season, so there are no risk that this space would be taken. And yeah, I really enjoyed my travel here. First on Sunday in the train, I did my weekly review on my iPad on Sunday, because I took Friday free because of that, because I knew that Sunday I will be in the train and nothing else to do. And on Monday we traveled with the bike, and I came here so passed up with endorphins. It was I probably was hard to maintain by
hard to contain. Yes. So our reunion normally starts on Monday for lunch. So everybody travels Monday morning. You traveled on Monday morning by bike. But many of us traveled by trains and by cars Monday morning. So we have a late lunch. Then we have and we just settle in the hotel. Then there is, of course, the State of the Union keynote by yours truly about the situation, how is Nozbe going, and greeting new people, and just being here with everyone. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we do things which we're going to comment in a minute. And then on Friday morning after breakfast, everybody leaves. So it's like 3.5 days basically, plus travel. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And okay, so let's start with the State of the Union, because the part of this is that we have gadgets.
Yes, exactly. So when I do the State of the Union, I talk about Nozbe and talk about what's going on and everything. But then at the end of this, of course, there are gifts, there are gadgets, and gadgets are, and it's a cool thing to be able to have gadgets, to be able to have things which we can cherish later. Like, for example, this shirt. So this is shirt. What does it say, Rafał?
Yeah, it says, finally, we have a normal Nozbe reunion.
Exactly. So finally we have that. And then there were more. So a very stylish cap with Nozbe Teams logo. So there you go, a very stylish cap. A blanket for the autumn, for late evenings working at home in autumn and thinking about your Nozbe team. And of course, a hoodie, which you could see on the photo, on the group photo that was the thumbnail of this.
Yeah, actually,
of this
I
show.
think we have some technical issue because I see that only my camera is visible. So can you change that, Evelina?
So what's going on? My camera. Can you see me on camera?
Because I see myself. Or this. Okay. Now Michael show the gadgets again because you were not there.
Oh, really?
On the video.
Okay. So again, the gadgets. So we got the shirt, and the shirt is in a very nice color. So there you go, and it says, "Finally, we have a normal Nozbe reunion." And there are hands and everything. It's very nice design. And then we have a stylish Nozbe Teams hat because it's going to be cold now in the autumn, and because it's going to be cold and you're going to work from home, we have a blanket, to cover yourself when you're working from home and think about your team. Also, this blanket has official Nozbe Teams tag, so you'll remember.
Yeah, and this tag was attached to the hat and to the blanket by hands.
Yes,
of the wife of Hubert,
yes,
our designer. Yeah.
So thank you, Anya, for this. And then Nozbe hoodie. There you go. Also, you'll see the Nozbe hoodie, of course, on the group photo and the thumbnail of this video.
Yes, exactly. And this Nozbe hoodie can be bought on our nozbe.com/shop.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
so we have an online shop with our gadgets. So you can also have a cool Nozbe hoodie. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So after the Monday, on Tuesday, we start our workshops.
Yes. And about the workshops, before this real reunion, what we did 2 virtual reunions. And of course, virtual reunions are awesome, amazing, very cool. Not really, because we're in front of computers again. But there was one thing that we really liked about the virtual reunions, and it was breakout rooms, that we would split our 20-person team into smaller groups to discuss things in smaller groups. So I decided, together with Tom, we decided to do something special and to just in the conference room put 5 tables so that people can be in these sitting by these 5 tables, and they would be mixed and matched for every session. So for the morning session and the afternoon session. And Tomasz, our CTO, he created a special script based on our Nozbe Teams API that basically created a task with mentioning everyone and just randomly choosing groups. And we will later publish it on our Nozbe blog. So you can also use this fantastic piece of software to choose groups from your Nozbe team.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that we adopted the way how the remote tool for do the meetings has a feature and included it to like physical meeting.
Yeah.
Because it's the other way around. Many companies did into 2020 that they try to apply the same procedures for meetings and for communication they had in office when they had to move to no office environment.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So we took away what's good about Zoom, which is not much, but like this, and I mean, which is not much regarding in-person meeting, and put it here. And the cool thing was that we could do discussions. Like, so we had 2 sessions about my book, No Office, which is coming very soon.
Yeah, and you received a great feedback from the team, and like I didn't anticipate it that there will be so many good points there, because like I remember we were recording some previous episodes about each chapter of your book, and I didn't have many feedback from you, but there were some interesting points from different perspectives from people, and that's really cool.
I mean, I really wanted the team because, No Office book is our manual, is how we run things, how we run our company. And I wanted our team to give me like candid, feedback, and they did. And we will incorporate this in the book, because now it's the time when I'm going to edit the book again, because this was the rough draft that you can read right now on nooffice.org, and I'm going to edit it again. And when I edit it, I'm going to incorporate this feedback and also the feedback of the launch team, which we're going to launch very soon. So yeah, it's great that I got so much. We got so many discussions. I asked before the reunion, I asked everyone to read the book beforehand, so we wouldn't discuss the contents of the book. We would just discuss, directly go to feedback. And as we do, we have a special project for that in Nozbe Teams, and then for each section that we discussed, we have a task, and people posted their comments. So I'm gonna just first have this impression from people how this turned out, and I'll have these comments in my in Nozbe.
Yeah, that was a really great idea, that like we had these breakout groups for people. They discussed the feedback about like 3-4 chapters, and then presented it like together, the feedback from the group, and then added to a comment to a proper task, so you can process it later after the discussion. So this is really important when you have meetings and you have conclusions, some feedback. Write it down always, and the best place to do it is comments in tasks.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention about the reunion as such, like the cool thing about this, I mean, the way to organize a reunion, if you want to do this or are thinking about this, is that it is for the team. So it has to be also done by the team. So for example, the gadgets, I didn't choose the gadgets. Magda organized the gadgets, but she was asking around. She wanted to know what people want. What she was asking them. Is putting out tasks and asking for comments, like what would people like to have. So the idea of for hoodies or for the blankets or for the caps, it came from the team. The cool thing was that Magda organized it, so she only knew what's coming. So for everyone else, it was like a Christmas day. They all had presents, and it was great. And also the same thing with the reunion agenda. We published it beforehand, so we knew what was coming. We knew that we were going to have session about No Office book, so we should read the book before, or we were going to have some other things. So yeah, it's really important to get the team involved in organizing this kind of reunion.
Yep, and after this workshops, we have also team involved in presenting their lifestyle presentation, and this is kind of tradition for our reunion, that there's always 2 or 3 people that are presenting what they do in their free time.
Yeah, but I think we should do it after the sponsor break.
Okay, I have some more thoughts about reunion to share, but okay, let's do it, because this is season 2, and we prepared a new ad for this new sponsor break. So let's do this. So No Office podcast is sponsored by Nozbe Teams, a to-do app that helps small teams do great things. Let's hear what Nozbe customers say about the product.
Once I started using Nozbe, that's when we started to really think beyond like a freelance mindset to more of a team mindset. And the beauty of it is that we can have a remote team. So we could hire people based on their credentials or based on, relationships that we had with people that we knew would be really good, and didn't have to hire based on location and somebody that's within, a mile radius, something close to where we were. It also, Nozbe is very intuitive and easy for a team to use. So as we add new people, whether it's a contractor or an employee to the team, we can get them set up with Nozbe, and within really an hour, they can see projects and tasks that are assigned to them and start working. So most of our teams really take Nozbe pretty easily.
Okay, so I just want to say big shout out to Sarah, who did the testimonial. Sarah is one of our business customers in Nozbe, and she's amazing. We had a very, very cool discussion. I regularly talk to our customers, and she gave me lots of really great insights, and she agreed to do the testimonial for us. So thanks, Sarah, for for being part of our podcast and promoting Nozbe. Thank you.
All right, so I saw that we have some comment from Robert, and Robert asked if Michael, can you provide some insights how to hire your first staff as a remote employee?
Yeah, so more details. It's nooffice.org/hire, and you will. There is a whole chapter about hiring remotely, and like it's hard because when you hire remotely, you have to onboard them remotely. So just like I did with Marco and Evelina, who are here on backstage, and you have to. Like be with them a bit closer, like talk to them more often. And for example, in this sense, I think I should have been better. So in the first weeks, like you should be able to talk to them on Zoom, like every day or every other day, to make sure that they feel welcomed. Also, like provide them lots of information about the team, about the customs of the team. We have it written up on our internal website, so we have all the documentation. And also I asked them to review like vlogs, because again, I vlog every month or every other month to the team. So I asked them to review like all like past 2 or 3 vlogs, so they can like just be up to speed what's going on in the team, in the company. And use Nozbe Teams. I mean, use an application where like everything is structured. So there are tasks, there are comments. So like they know what to do. They know what they're responsible for. And the struggle is real because it's about incorporating them in the team. And I think they suffered it. That they couldn't meet us for more than a year. And I think they're much happier now that they did. So that's good. That's why these meetings in person are important. Normally we have them every half a year. This time we had to have a pause.
Yeah, and one of our new employees, another Michael, who's the backend developer in the team, he prepared a great presentation about his lifestyle as he's living in a car with his dog, traveling through the Europe, mainly through the mountains, because after hours he climbs.
Yeah, he's a climber, and he climbs very well. And he just gave us all the presentation about the types of climbing, what to do and how to do it. And he brought props, like all the equipment that is required, even this axe for winter climbing, which is just very spooky.
Yeah,
and very, very spooky. It was awesome. Like this is what I like about the reunions, that people shared their passions, the way they live. In the past, we had presentations about coffee, about beers, about triathlons, about many things. So this about climbing is, you get to know something completely new, and a lifestyle that is not yours, but it's interesting. And we are curious people, so it's good to participate in this.
Yeah, and the second presentation was done by Leon, and he prepared a keyboard that is integrated with Nozbe, actually.
So he prepared a keyboard with 4 keys, and it's not only a fidget toy, which it is, and it's awesome.
It's mechanical keyboard.
Yes, it's mechanical keyboard.
It's currently,
but it has a USB mini micro USB,
yes.
And you can connect it to your computer or iPad, and these shortcuts are actually shortcuts for Nozbe Teams to go task up, task down, make task complete, and something like this. So it's really it's awesome. We will be able to even reprogram it later for different shortcuts if you want to. But anyway, it's a keyboard and it's a thing. So, and he prepared like 20 of them, so everybody got one. So not only me, and which is fantastic. So I'm really it's really cool. And Leon showed us that it's really cool to have a hobby, to build something, and again, he reminded us that right now, apart from the pandemic, it's a fantastic world we live in, that we can really build things, we can order things, pretty cheaply, and just prototype things and build keyboards. Fantastic.
Yeah, like Leon got a good point that it's very important for knowledge employees, like we are, to do something creatively outside of work, like, and not maybe not in front of the computer, but something physical like this. And I think we talked about this when we were discussing Michael Hyatt's book also. Yeah, that this kind of hobby is very important for maintaining life-work balance.
Yeah, or you can be like me and just keep redesigning your home office, like I do all the time. We're going to talk about it in the next in one of the next episodes of the show, because again, oops, I did it again. I redesigned my home office again. And it's awesome. I love it.
And apparently it's my fault, but yeah.
And it's your fault, yeah. And I bought all these things because of you. So, yeah. So also, we have additional team members who are not humans on this reunion.
Yes, like Michael, what he was mentioned already. He lives in a car with his dog and traveling, so he actually brought his home.
Yeah. The only person from the team who brought his home to the reunion.
Yeah, and he also brought his dog. And Hubert, our designer, also brought his brand new dog, but because he couldn't manage to find someone to take care of her.
Yeah.
And we had doubts if it's a good idea, but it apparently every team loves it. Every team member love it.
Yeah. So we had doubts about it, like to if we should have pets here, and if people bring pets now, then maybe it's going to be like a recurring issue or whatever. So I think it's I think I gave in basically and said, okay, Hubert, if you want to bring your dog, okay, we have 2 dogs, whatever. And apparently they were a hit. Like we have a shared album in iCloud of the photos from the reunion, and half of these are dog photos. Well, not half of these, but quite a lot.
Yeah, and you can check our Instagram account too. I posted some nice pictures of our team and our pupils.
Yes.
All right, we have some follow-up question from Robert, because he asked that he's a solopreneur. So regarding this, he asked specific for hiring his first employee.
His first employee.
Yeah. So how it was when you hired Tom, like in 2009 or something like this?
2008.
2008. Yeah.
Yeah. So Robert, I can tell you from experience. So it was hard because I was choosing a first programmer to actually take over programming Nozbe. So basically, Nozbe was my baby. I programmed myself with these bare hands, and now I had to give it up to somebody who's much better than me, because I'm an okay programmer. I was like good enough for the first version of Nozbe, but I wanted to somebody better to program this. So I had an ad for this. I found 7 candidates, I remember, or 8 candidates, and I assessed them and checked them, and finally, and my first inclination was to hire somebody close to me, because at the time I lived in Warsaw. I thought somebody from around should be better. But then I found Tom, and Tom was just like, he looked brilliant on paper. I thought, I would like to hire him, but he would live like 300 kilometers away from me. So what we did is, I asked him to come over to Warsaw. We had a lunch, we got, to meet each other and to talk about how it might work. And then we talked some more. Then we talked some more on Skype later. So it was like a little bit of courting, I wanted to make sure that he's a good fit for me and he's gonna take over. And he's still working with me, so apparently I made a good choice. But then we decided to just have like on the first day of his work, we decided I picked him up from his home, and we went to our to my dad's office actually to work together for a whole day. And we worked together for a whole day. And then then we knew that that after the whole day that it actually works, that we can work together. So I think we worked 1 or 2 days together, in the one physical space. So it was, so we were together physically, and because again, it was my first hire. I really wanted to feel the person, to know who he is. And after that, he went to his home, I went to my home, and we were working remotely. And the rest is history. So I think with the first hire, you need to meet them. You should meet them because, again, it's a fragile situation. You're a solopreneur, so you're really, opening doors to your kingdom, to your backstage, and you don't want to let somebody in who's not a good fit. So for me, first meeting him in person, then talking and having some video calls, and then working together in one physical space was a good investment. It paid off.
Yeah. All right. Any more thoughts about Reunion?
Yeah. I think also. So one thing we did, which I really liked, is we published the agenda before the reunion. But on the reunion, as we had our sessions, we were reviewing the agenda, and it's good to be. It's really important to stay flexible because weather. So, for example, we had a plan of having a bike trip on Wednesday, and then we realized that Wednesday is going to be the coldest and the rainiest day of all. So we thought, let's change it. Let's make it on Tuesday because it might be better, and then on Wednesday we'll do what we were supposed to do on Tuesday, and we did. It was slam dunk. It was perfect. Like we had a very nice bike trip, and like most of the team joined, and it was fantastic. And then next day when it was raining, we were having our sessions. So it's good to have the agenda before so that people know what to expect. But it's also good to really be flexible and together with the people just change the agenda if necessary.
Yeah, and to be that flexible, the agenda must be well structured.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for our case because we kind of did what we don't do usually working in no office environment.
Yeah.
Because we worked, and by worked in Reunion, I mean work plus having fun together, like in organized way, like having this bike trip from 9 to 5.
Exactly.
And after 5 there is a free time for everyone. But yeah, from 9 to 5 every day, like from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very easy to switch items in the agenda based on the weather forecast.
Yeah, and we are creatures of habits. So we made sure that, for example, we have breakfast every day, like at 8 o'clock to 9. The morning session starts from 9 to 1, whatever the session is. If it's a bike trip, it's a session anyway. And then at 1:30 we had lunch, and then from 2:30 to 5 we have the afternoon session. So it's very predictable. People know what to expect. You don't have to ask me, because in previous reunions we had these moments like people were asking me, Michael, what's next? What's going on? It wasn't good. So now having this agenda and having it in a dedicated task, in a pinned comment, everybody can check it up, can check it out, can look it up. Nobody has to ask anything. And as we revise the agenda, we update the agenda, we update the comments.
Yes.
So people can always get back to it and make sure that they have they see the latest version.
Yeah, it's a great example how teams should be transparent about those things. So it facilitates communication.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so I have 2 more small points about Reunion. But what I really liked is that during pandemic, I stopped drinking alcohol. And I noticed that many people in our team did the same.
Yes.
And actually it's good for our health, and we still have fun.
Yeah.
Not a crazy fun. And it's good. It's good. I really liked it.
Yeah. So really, the amount of alcohol in the evenings was very minimal, which is good. On the other hand, I saw that this time around people were not as happy to party. We were just sitting, discussing things, maybe playing a little bit. And again, I think the idea is just to go with the flow, just not force people to do things that they don't want to do. Just, if people just want to chat, let them chat. If Marco wants to just be talking to Radek all night long, let him do that. They can discuss, changing the world and all that stuff. No problem. So it's just let people do what they do. Let them be together. And also for me, for example, as the boss, I want to be involved, but not also forcefully involved. Sometimes I just don't get involved because I just want people to be together, and just form their own groups and their own, ideas for what to do. And again, not force things, just be.
Yeah. And the second point I wanted to make is that we also randomize how we are assigned to the rooms, because there are 2 people in the room.
Yeah.
So this time I got assigned to the person who snores a lot. Yeah, and fortunately I have my active noise cancelling headphones, and I learned how to sleep with it, and it really helped.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have double rooms, and I was actually in the room with Tom, with my first hire. So I was with Tom in the room, and the good thing is that you get to hang out with somebody, and I think for the new people, it was good to hang out with somebody from the team and get to know them better. On the other hand, yeah, if they're snoring and I snore, then it can be an issue. But apparently there was a different issue. There was a train at 6 a.m. coming and honking, and Tom always woke up at 6 a.m. and he said that the train was really annoying.
Yeah. Well,
what I've been thinking, I mean, they're running this train and like at 6 a.m. Come on, like you're driving through a village, like people are sleeping, man. Like.
Yeah, still like
I
think they are no, I think they are obligated by law to when they are near to some cross with the road. This is probably it. I have the same issue in my home in Wrocław. In summer when window is open, I hear the trains honking like at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., etc.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, we didn't like it.
Right. So I think we can wrap up our thoughts on Reunion.
Yep.
And we have some time left, so let's geek out.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's an Apple event. You bought a new iPhone.
So I got this new shiny iPhone 13 Pro, and it's really nice. So it's blue. This is Sierra blue, of course, the color, and I have blue eyes, so yes, perfect. But yeah, anyway, I was curious about the new color, and it's very nice. Although it's really heavy, because I had the Mini before, so this thing is much bigger. But yeah, I love it because of the photographs I post on Instagram. For example, the macro photo of the winter cap, and it's just amazing. And yeah, so the new photos and also the 120 hertz screen, I do see the difference, and I love it. It's so fluid. It's so nice. I'm a geek. I can't help it.
Yeah, I was tempted to order one for me, but actually we ordered one for my fiancée Anya.
Mm-hmm.
She used iPhone 12 mini before, just like you, and she switched to iPhone 13 Pro, just like you, because of battery life and camera.
Yeah. With Mini, the problem was the battery anxiety. The battery was.
Oh, there was a plane.
I'm very low though.
Yeah.
So the battery was really bad with Mini. Like after a year, like it actually degraded like 10%.
Yeah.
So
actually 13% for Anya. It's crazy.
Pretty much.
I cannot sell it right now because it has this battery degraded. I will have to change it probably.
Yeah, so the battery got bad, and I think this one is going to be better. And also, pro tip. So I like the MagSafe wallet, and the MagSafe wallet is very nice. I've been using it with the Mini, but also with this phone, especially this phone that it has the back of this phone is pretty slippery, but with this, it's pretty nice to handle, even for somebody who has such small hands as myself. So it's really like this thing with this wallet is very useful. And in this wallet, if you're curious, I'm carrying a spare credit card, a driver's license, and my photo ID, and one note of 100 zloty or 50 euro, depending where I am. So it's really like a very handy wallet, and also like a very nice gadget, and a way to handle this phone a little bit easier as well.
So that's my pro tip. I really like this MagSafe wallet. And anyway, I embraced the MagSafe lifestyle, so I have all the MagSafe accessories anyway.
So iPhone 13 Pro, we talked that it increased battery life, but what I really like what they did is that because they put those new lenses, they're huge comparing to, they were already huge in 12, right? And now they are even bigger. And because of that, they probably also got with the phone to be thicker. So there is more place to battery. So battery is bigger, and the screen, which is a promotion, 120 hertz, but is adaptive. So when you, for example, streaming Netflix, watching it on iPhone, like this screen like refreshes in 24 or 25 hertz. Because
depending
that's
on the video.
frame rate of
instead of 60.
Instead of 60. So it gave you like, it's doubled the number of hours you can watch streaming services on iPhone. It's incredible. And the photos, man, like Anya is a great mobile photographer. And she already took some great macro photography. And the cinematic mode is really cool. Like, okay, it's an exaggeration from Apple saying that it can be used professionally to shoot films, but for this kind of great videos, and we could even record actually this podcast with this cinematic and put it on YouTube, and it would work really well, I think. But anyway, again, the number of use cases for photography is increased. There's only some very specific photography use cases that iPhone doesn't cover.
I mean, and really the macro photos are just so much fun, and they're really good, really well done. The cinematography, I have to test it. I haven't tested it yet. I mean, I just got this thing, so I'm going to test it with my kids especially. And for me also, I should mention the 3x zoom was really
because you switched from iPhone 12 mini.
12 mini had no zoom. It was just the 1x, and this is 3x. And for me, I missed it because very often I want to take pictures of my girls running around, and I don't want to be like a creeper, like very close to them. I want to be far away and still take a good picture. And I showed it to Magda, our host of New Biura podcast, that when she was pretty away from me, I took a picture of her, and it was like if she was next to me. So it's really the 3x lens. It's really good, and what I like that the fact that you can just choose your poison. So you can choose if you want the Pro or the Pro Max, but there is no difference in camera.
Finally they managed to do it.
They managed to do it. So it's like it's the same. You get the same thing. So it's just which size you prefer. And of course, with my small hands, Pro Max would never be an option. But that's why I'm really happy with this. Although really, it weighs a lot, and it's going to be a difference in my pocket.
And what do you think about the main theme of the conference, which was California streaming, taking into consideration that Apple is still resistant to allowing people to work from home when the pandemic is over?
Exactly. So let's talk about that. We will link in the show notes to my blog post about Apple and about the resistance to work from home. So I like the event that they hosted it in California, in different places in California, including San Diego, which is far away from Cupertino. So in many places, and I would like them to follow suit and now let people work from these many places. If California is so great, why don't you let people live in San Diego or Los Angeles greater area or Santa Barbara or wherever, and still work at Apple? I know you built this amazing office, the Apple Park. It's great, it's amazing, but let people have an option to go there if they want to, and not make some artificial dates, like you have to be there on Monday and not on Tuesday and then on Wednesday or whatever. Like that's I don't think it's right. I think, and I'm really happy that Apple employees, Apple people are speaking up and are pushing back, and hopefully the Apple, only Apple can do this. Maybe they will budge and they will change and they will be
Yeah, hopefully, because otherwise they will lose some talented people. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, we talked about it with Marco, when we were like here on the reunion. That right now the good thing is that no office work, the remote work is a real thing, is a real choice. But the bad thing is that now really the competition for talent is worldwide.
Yeah,
is
so it's
international.
actually bad for us because
Exactly,
yeah,
so we have to stay competitive for our employees, for our team, to make sure that we are we are no longer the only option in town.
Yeah.
We are no longer the only company in Poland that actually works remotely, and
Yeah.
not the only company in the world. I mean, we're never the only company, but what I'm saying is that we were one of the rare ones, one of the unicorns or one of the Martians. but now many more people, many more teams, many more companies are hiring remotely. And if Apple will not do it, well, Apple will lose.
All right, so I think we can wrap up here this
Yep.
episode. So thank you guys for listening, and remember that what day is tomorrow, Michael?
It's Friday.
Yeah, so make it Mighty Friday. Do your week review, plan priorities for next week, and learn something new to have a great weekend. And I will do my week review on Saturday when I travel by train.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow I again hit my bike to
Okay.
travel to Gdynia. And on Saturday I go home and I will do my week review then. So yeah, and if you want to support us, please leave us a review on Apple Podcast. That's it for today. Say goodbye, Michael.
So goodbye, everyone. I'm really happy and really excited that I was here with Rafał. I can touch him. High five. Yeah. So we can be here in person, and it's amazing. It's great. So please stay healthy, get vaccinated, and support us if you can, and leave us thumbs up and share this with people who are interested in no office work and working in a more modern way. So thank you.
This episode has not been created in the office, but actually it is kind of, but this is very special episode because normally in Nozbe there is no office. This is Nozbe Reunion. Your hosts were Michael Sliwinski and Rafał Sobolewski. All the links and show notes you will find at nooffice.fm/27. If you want to support us, sign up for a free account in Nozbe Teams and invite your team members. Audio version, visual identification, and video version produced by Marco Couto. Proofreading, Magda Błaszczyk. Promotion and marketing, Ewelina Przywara. The whole production process of this episode has been coordinated in a project in a Nozbe Teams app, even though we were physically in the same place.
Exactly.
Because work is not a place to go, it is a thing that you do. Thank you and see you in 2 weeks. Remember to have a mighty Friday.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to